Greetings! Once again, we have a prediction for the Champions League. The matches will take place this Wednesday. I've picked out two interesting events for you, plus an accumulator bet. The events are Arsenal versus Bayern and Atletico Madrid versus Inter. And we'll also have an accumulator bet on our Telegram channel with odds of 4.24. We have these kinds of accumulator bets there every day with odds ranging from 3 to 5. We provide such predictions daily. Check it out, I'll leave the link in the comments. And besides that, by the way, we also have live bets there. A lot of you really like the live bets because the statistics are excellent. By the way, we keep track of them every month and every year, and we publish every single bet openly. How many wins, how many losses, and what the success rate is. And our special feature in live betting is that we've developed a strategy that lets you both catch winning streaks and get good odds at the same time. That means 10, 20, even 30 wins in a row, and all at great odds. All of this is free. We share these strategies and provide predictions daily. The link is in the comments. Welcome. So, the first event we have is Arsenal versus Bayern. Bayern is doing some very interesting things in terms of scoring, as always. And I thought that in this match, it might be worth betting on Bayern's total under. You remember that sometimes this works out, but overall, betting on the total under with Bayern is pretty risky. And to be fair, Arsenal does concede a bit. But despite these factors, I think Bayern can show themselves here at the very least, especially since the odds on them are attractive. And honestly, it's rare to see Bayern as the underdog. And in this match, Bayern is the underdog. Based on that, the odds for anything related to Bayern's total over are quite interesting. So let's try Bayern over 1, exactly 1.68. Next, let's look at the halves scoring performance. In general, after studying these teams, you can draw certain conclusions about the halves. In fact, both teams tend to start quite early and score quite early. We know that intervals for Bayern, for example, work out perfectly. By intervals, I mean a goal scored before a certain minute, like before the 15th, 20th, 25th, or 30th minute. For Bayern, this is basically standard. They really do start early. And Arsenal, in fact, isn't far behind in terms of timing, how early and just how soon they can score a goal. That's why I think here you can safely take over 1 goal exactly in the first half. Atletico Madrid versus Inter. An interesting event. And just look at how Atletico Madrid has been performing lately in terms of total goals. It's obvious that the total is exceeding their average, and you can notice that literally at a glance. When Atletico scores 2, 3, 3, 3 goals, that's actually quite a bit above their average because 1.5, maybe 1.7 is basically their norm. And in this match, I don't think they'll be able to start off right away and score a bunch against Inter. And we have to admit, Inter doesn't concede much. So here I'll take the risk and suggest under 1.5 for Atletico at 1.76. And next, let's look at the total goals overall. By the way, the Champions League is fantastic, my friends. Let me remind you, it's a great opportunity to use bonuses. Just use them for betting, because these are risky games. You can, of course, use your own money, right? Part your own, part bonuses. Why not? I'll leave a link to the bookmaker in the comments. It's reliable, payouts are always on point. There are a lot of bonuses, cashback every month, insurance for 0-0, accumulator insurance, and all sorts of other perks. And most importantly, there are a lot of outcomes to choose from, like intervals, goal by the minute, right? Offsides, yellow cards, all of that is available. Take advantage of these bonuses, use them for the Champions League. Overall, yes, it's a great opportunity. And for my final pick for this match, Atletico Madrid versus Inter, I'll go with the basic total under 3 goals at exactly 1.61 odds. An accumulator with odds of 4.24 will be published in our Telegram on Wednesday. Just a reminder, we have accumulators every day there and live bets every day too. Thank you so much for your attention. See you in the next videos. Here on the channel, we'll have an accumulator for the Europa League with good odds, so subscribe and stay tuned. I hope all of this works out well for us. Good luck. Bye.